What's going on, guys? Jacoborth back here with another video of Jacob's Life in Vegas, coming to you guys from the Las Vegas Strip. Here we are, guys, right? Most famous street in the world, as I like to say. So I'm coming to you guys today with a video that's going to be very important for a lot of you coming on vacation here. Some of you have probably had the unfortunate experience of having to go through something like this. But this is going to be 5 reasons why you got robbed in Las Vegas. One of these in particular is for those of you that are traveling internationally here to Las Vegas. And then the last one, I really hope the last one, none of you have ever had to fall for it before. So let's get into it. The first reason why you got robbed in Las Vegas was because you did not keep your personal items in your front pockets. Okay, when you come here on vacation, right? Millions of people come here a year. A lot of people come here, they have a good time. They don't have any major problems with any robberies or anything like that. But we have our fair share of thieves who like to take advantage of the tourists who come here to Las Vegas. So I encourage you to keep your phone, your wallet, your keys, anything real personal like that in your front pockets. I know some people like to carry that stuff in their back pocket. You're really opening yourself up to getting robbed. Someone just coming by, pulling your wallet, pulling your phone out of your back pocket or something like that, whether it's on the Strip, on Fremont Street, and they just run off, and then next thing you know, your stuff is gone. The second reason you got robbed in Las Vegas on your vacation is because you wandered into the wrong neighborhood. So there are neighborhoods around here, of course. This is an area of a couple million people now, Las Vegas. And there are areas, you know, right around the Strip that a lot of you already are aware of, that once you get right outside the Strip area, you know, there are some parts that aren't that nice. And I actually have talked about this before in a video I did about a crime map for Las Vegas. I'll link it up here or down in the description below. You can actually see the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, the website they use, so you can see the amount of crime in a given area, and you can select specific dates and all that kind of stuff too. So you can see crime that happens along the Strip, and you can look it up on there. But if you go into the wrong neighborhood, some of the areas that people commonly refer to as being, you know, the bad neighborhoods here near the Strip are over by the Stratosphere, particularly right behind the Stratosphere in an area that's known as Naked City. So right behind the Stratosphere, the area actually in between the Stratosphere and Fremont Street. Once you get north of the Stratosphere, from there to Fremont Street, the area is not as nice. A lot of it's older, a lot of it's more run down. A lot of people tell you that's not a great area either. Another one is if you get off Fremont Street, like Fremont Street itself is usually fine, you know, all the way over to Container Park and stuff like that. But once you get outside, you know, it can be a couple blocks outside of like that area that a lot of the tourists are, it can be a lot more hit or miss, okay? So just so you know, those are some of the areas that if you wander into those, depending on what time of day it is and that kind of thing, you could wind up finding yourself in a bad situation where you could end up getting robbed. The third reason you got robbed in Las Vegas on your vacation is because you're Canadian. Well, okay, let me expand that a little bit, okay? There's a particular point I do want to say about Canadians, or a story involving Canadians. That's an unfortunate story. But if you're traveling internationally, you're from another country, okay? I've, you know, noticed this in all my years of working security, that when I would have to search people, the overwhelming majority of the time I found weapons on people, they were American, okay? Whether it was, you know, they carried a knife for self-defense, whether it was a firearm, or maybe they just carried a knife for work, they always had it on them. Ladies with pepper spray, stuff like that. I mean, I found hammers, I found screwdrivers, stun guns, brass knuckles, all kinds of things I found on people. The overwhelming majority of the time, the people who were carrying something like that as a self-defense tool were American, okay? There's a lot of people who are traveling internationally, a lot of people who come from other countries, they don't have any weapons on them, they don't have any self-defense tools like that other than, you know, maybe just their own 2 fists, that's all they have. So the story I want to mention about Canadians, this happened here in Nevada recently in 2019. There was some legislative changes in gun laws here. And, you know, there was one speaker who spoke about, you know, people being able to defend themselves with firearms. And there was a couple who was here from Canada. They drove here from Canada. They had, you know, the Canadian license plate on their car, and they actually got robbed. And I don't know if it ended up being a homicide or not, but they did get robbed because the person saw that. They knew they were from Canada, and they knew they probably weren't going to have any weapons, especially firearms on them. So if you're coming from another country, then, you know, you could be more of a target. If someone hears you talking, they hear your accent, they know you may not be as familiar with U.S. culture. If your English is not that great, there's a greater chance you could take advantage of too. There just are people here that would do that, okay? I'm just giving you the forewarning. I'm not trying to scare you, but I just want to give you a warning that there are people who might notice that and see that you're from somewhere else, you're from another country, and they might try to take advantage of that. The fourth reason you got robbed on your Las Vegas vacation is that you were simply unaware in a vulnerable situation. And this happens oftentimes when you're around large crowds. So of course, on the Strip, of course, on Fremont Street, large crowds. This is probably more of a tendency to happen on the weekends, Friday, Saturday. big fight weekends, you know, Super Bowl weekend, things where there's just a lot of people in town. If it's a big convention, there's lots of bodies, there's lots of people. So you could be in a situation where you're on Fremont Street, you're on the Strip. Of course, there's tons to look at, right? There's all these neon lights going on. There's so much for you to look at and see. There's stuff always trying to grab your visual attention while you're here on vacation that you could be looking, you could be in the crowd, and that's when someone's opportunity to come. Just pull a wallet out of your pocket, reach into your jacket, maybe they pretend to be drunk, they bump into you. When they bump into you, that's when they reach and take something. Maybe they have someone distract you. So, you know, you're talking to some person, they come up and try to talk to you, and someone else they're working with comes up, pulls your phone, pulls your wallet out of your back pocket and runs off. Things like that. And those kind of situations, particularly where there's larger crowds and there's more places for people to hide, I mean, they could grab your stuff, run off, blend into the crowd, run into a casino, and if they, you know, they're local and they live here and they rob you, they probably know the area better than you do. So being in those big crowds, things like that, that's when it's more prone that, you know, you could wind up getting robbed because there's more place for people to hide. The fifth reason you got robbed here on your Las Vegas vacation, this is the one I really hope none of you have fallen into, and I'll give you guys a bonus after this one too. Why not? But reason number 5, you got robbed in your Las Vegas vacation, is you fell for some stupid scam going on the Strip, okay? Now, some of these, it is conceivable that people can fall into these, okay, depending on what it is. But, you know, if you fall into one where it's like the people doing 3-card Monte on the Strip, or someone's coming up asking for donations for something, you just have like a funny feeling about it, like this doesn't seem quite right, okay? Don't get into those, don't fall for those, don't play along with those, don't even engage with those people, just blow them off and keep walking and keep going about your way on your vacation. There are other ones where, you know, people want to go to like a nightclub or something like that, they want to go out to a club, they come up to a promoter, and the promoter offers, you know, to sell them a wristband, or they say, yeah, I'll get you on the guest list, but you know, I work for tips, so tip me out here on the street. No, don't do that, okay? Don't give them cash, okay? Don't buy something from them off the Strip. Don't do that, all right? That's one that, you know, people fall into a little bit more because they figure it's Vegas, they figure you can buy stuff on the Strip here, they figure, you know, hey, people work in nightlife, you tipping culture here, you tip people for stuff like that. Don't do that, okay? So those are some of the common ones on the Strip that people get suckered into sometime. So don't do that. Don't fall into that. Don't get suckered into that so that way you don't get robbed by one of these people on the Strip pulling a scam on you. And here's your bonus reason why you got robbed on your Las Vegas vacation, okay? And this one could happen to a lot of people, and you just wind up getting too drunk on your vacation. You were out. A lot of people Friday night, they get here Friday afternoon, Friday evening for the weekend. They go super hard Friday night, and then Saturday they go out, but not quite as hard, and Sunday they fly out in the morning back home. So for a lot of you, your first day here, you're all excited, you're all amped up, you want to hit the Strip, you want to go out, you want to do something exciting, whatever it is, you start drinking, you start pounding like you're going because your adrenaline's pumping, you're excited to be in Vegas. Okay, especially if you wind up getting separated from your friends. You get separated from your friends, you say, hey, you know, we're going to call tonight, you know, just meet us at the room in like an hour, and you start drinking too much, you really open yourself up to get robbed in the casino, out here on the street, again, to have some promoter come and say, hey, come to the club, man, I'll take care of you when you get there, right? The promoter could rob you, the driver could rob you, you get to the club, you keep drinking more, you're by yourself, you have no one to watch your back, okay, bad things could happen, all right? I'm just saying, throwing these suggestions out there, or throwing these examples out there, because these are all scenarios that could happen. Some of you, I'm sure, have heard of things like that before. Some of you probably know people who've gotten into situations like this. But if you get too drunk and you wind up, you know, not being able to even control yourself or contain yourself, that you just pass out somewhere too. Again, you're lying passed out on the street, in the casino, wherever the case is. It'd be so easy for someone to come up and just yank your wallet and take your phone and just walk off because you're incapacitated at that point. So drinking too much can absolutely get you robbed if you wind up going down that route. So if you're gonna drink, you know, have fun, enjoy yourself, but don't push yourself over the edge. Know your limits. You got friends that'll watch out for you, even better, okay? You want to have someone to watch out for you because, again, big city, a lot of people come to this every year. There's a lot of people out here though that'll also take advantage of that and try to take advantage of the tourists. So that's the end of this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the 5 reasons why you probably got robbed here in Las Vegas, and the bonus. Be sure to subscribe because there's always more awesome videos coming in the future. I am Jacob. This is my life in Vegas.